Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I'm Lauren, and in this video the team and I are back to share with you our latest dose of sewing and dressmaking inspiration with you. And throughout this video you're going to notice a common theme which might be jumping out at you already. Our super popular exclusive G&G design Chicacheetah is back! Yay! And this print is one that I absolutely love. It is the first ever exclusive fabric print that we had here at G&G, which first came out a few years ago now. It's designed by Rachel Parker, and we have included it in kits and had it on a few different base cloths as well. You guys absolutely love it, and I'm so happy that we're able to have more of it available for you guys to buy. So it is online now, and I've got a couple of the viscoses here. So we've got two colorways that we have previously had before on viscose. It's back again. This is a very slightly different base cloth from what we had on it before. It is still 100% viscose, but it's called a Viscose Poplin, which means it's very slightly just like a little bit heavier, which is really good. It's still got the drape, but it's just got a little bit more sort of weightiness to it. So this is the navy colorway, and it first came out in the Tilly and the Buttons Lyra dress as a kit, which is what I'm wearing just now. So yeah, it is good for a Lyra, obviously, and the gathers work really well with this type of fabric, but obviously any kind of nice floaty dresses and tops and blouses and shirts would all be good for this fabric. And then we do also have it in the teal as well, which is just a really gorgeous explosion of colour. I love how all of the vibrant colours pop out of this one here. And we do still have some of the matching buttons available as well. That's the ones that are on my dress at the moment. So yeah, if you were making a garment with buttons, then they tone in really nicely too, look like little sort of gemstones. And then we do also have it back in the French terry, which is like a sort of lightweight sweatshirting type fabric with the matching ribbing. So that one initially came out in the Megan Nielsen Jarrah kit, but it is perfect for any kind of jumpers. We've got an example of it made up in the True Buys Marlo cardigan as well. You'll see that later. It looks really nice. So there's lots of different things you can do with that fabric too in the stretch department, and yeah, it's just really nice to have that matching ribbing to make everything kind of coordinate together. So I'm going to hand you over to the rest of the team now, who have got lots of exciting little snippets of inspiration to share with you and lots more ideas for the Chicacheetah fabric too.
Hi, I'm Rosie, and I'm wearing the Jarrah Chicacheetah in the sky blue colorway today. Today I'm going to be talking about some lovely warm and cozy fabrics, because it's a question we get so often at this time of year. You know, what sort of things can I make to keep really snug and warm? So I'm going to go through a few options with you. We do have a blog post to accompany this, so if you want to have a more in-depth look, then have a read of that. It's linked below. So first up, I'm going to show you this one. It's the olive boucle wool blend fabric. Everybody knows that wool is perfect for winter. It keeps you really nice and warm. So if you want something particularly warm, look out for things with woolen. And if you keep watching this video, then Becca's going to mention how to keep your wool fresh, because that is another question that we get asked a lot. You know, how do I treat my wool? How do I wash my wool? So keep watching. So this sort of fabric would be great for a coat, something like the Darcy by Modern Sewing Co. or the Yates coat is a classic. We love that here. That's Grey Line Studio. I'm very tempted by this one personally. That's why I've chosen it. I love the colour. The boucle is like a nice little like bobble effect. And I'm very, very tempted to make a sander. I'm being really good at the moment, but you might end up seeing me make that in the future. As well as this lovely olive colour, we've also got a rich purple aubergine, we've got a cornflower blue, and just a nice neutral dove grey as well, so go and take a look. You might have seen us talk about this one before. This is an ex-designer dead stock fabric. It's called Fiesta Orange Wool Cashmere Blend. It is a lovely, gorgeous statement piece for this time of year. You know, wools don't have to be plain and boring. If you wanted to go all out, something like the Yates would be great, you know, a full length coat. Otherwise, again, something like the sander would be lovely. It's got a really nice little collar, and you can have some fun with the linings as well. You know, if you're going to have a funky fabric, get a funky lining to go with it. For a more traditional sort of fabric, these herringbone tweed blended fabrics are great. They're so soft and warm. We've got them in two colorways. We've got the garnet and the spruce. Personally, I think it'd be great for something like the Phoebe coat. It's a brand new pattern from Closet Core. It's got some very traditional features like a wide collar, it's double breasted, some really deep pockets to keep you warm, tuck your hands in, and the tweed herringbone is just going to look great with something like that. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more weatherproof, these are great. This is the Millerain dry wax cotton ranger fabric. God, that's a mouthful. This one is the olive colorway. There is a theme. I love green. We've also got it in navy and tan. Great for something like a trench coat. They are wind and water resistant. You could make something like the Kelly Anorak from Closet Core, the Cortland trench grain line, or if you've just got the Isla kit and you fancy another one already, then make a second one in one of these. You might recognize these fabrics because we use them in our Portland tote bag kit. So also great for bags if you fancy making a couple of gifts before Christmas. So moving on from outerwear, jumpers necessary in this time of the year. We have loads of lovely sweatshirting and fleeceback jerseys in at the moment. Like this one, this is the lilac and chocolate spheres sweatshirting fabric. We've also got a cream colorway, which is more like cream and black. Great for something like the Jarrah, which is what I'm wearing. But there's lots of inspiration for you on the blog post. There's so many different jumpers and cardies you could make with this sort of thing. Something like the zero waist jumper or the page hoodie. You've got so many options, so go and have a look at that. For a trouser weight fabric, something like these lighter weight wools would be great. They've got a nice bit of drape to them. They'll be really comfy to wear. This is the burgundy subtle check wool. We've got a few colorways of this. We have some other similar lightweight wool fabrics as well as these ones in like greys and navies. They are on the blog, so take a look at that. Some great patterns for these fabrics are trousers like the Eve trousers by Merchant & Mills. You might have seen Lauren's reel with her needle cord versions of those. They look lovely. The City trousers by Avid Seamstress are a great one, or if you want to take advantage of the lovely drape of this, a wide leg trouser like the Mitchells would be lovely. Speaking of needle cords, Hannah is up next talking about all things corduroy.
Hi everyone, Hannah here. This week I'm wearing the True Bias Marlo cardigan in the lovely sky blue Chicacheetah fabric that we've just restocked. I've also used the matching ribbon that we have in stock as well for the neckband and the cuffs. Now you've seen some of the nice warm cosy fabrics we've got in at the moment from Rosie, I'm going to talk you through some of the lovely corduroy fabrics that we've got in at the moment. Luckily for everyone, Lauren's written a really lovely blog on all things corduroy, from the nap to the wale, different weights and things you can make with them. But I'm going to get to the really nice good stuff and show you some of my favourite corduroys and some of my favourite patterns to pair with them. First up is the Grain Line Archer shirt. You'll probably know that this is one of Lauren's favourites, but it's also a favourite amongst the rest of us here at G&G. It's a lovely pattern for like layering in the winter months. But we've picked out the cherry cotton needle cord because it's a little bit lighter weight than like a chunkier cord would be. It's perfect weight for a shirt. You can wear it over a t-shirt if you wanted to, if it's a little bit cooler, but also on its own, it's a lovely weight for that kind of shirt. So this has a wale count of 22, which is why it's called a needle cord, because anything over 21 wale count is classed as a needle cord. Next up, I've picked this denim blue stretch corduroy fabric. It's one of my favourites. I just love the blue tones in it, as you can probably tell from my outfits. So this one has got a little bit of elastane in it, so it gives it that little bit of stretch, making it really super comfortable for things like the Tilly and the Buttons bobby pinafore and skirt. That little bit of stretch just makes sure it's super comfy when you're wearing it. This one does have a lower wale count. It's got a wale count of 8. Next, we're going to look at some corduroys that are suitable for trousers. So one we've picked out is the tan stretch cotton needle cord. This has got a wale count of 16, so it's on the finer side. The little bit of stretch content in this just makes them super comfortable when you're wearing them, so they're not too rigid when you're sitting down. The patterns that I would personally make from this kind of corduroy fabric would be the Closet Core ginger jeans, a favourite amongst everyone in the sewing community, or the Billy trousers from Fibre Mood. We did this recently as a kit, and this is the fabric we used, and it was perfect for them. Lastly, I've picked out this gorgeous teal chunky corduroy fabric. So this one's got a wale count of 4.5, so it is a real chunky heavyweight fabric. Perfect for something like the Till in the Buttons Erin dungarees. You can kind of see this jewel toned fabric in those, and I think it'd be really perfect for the autumn. Or you could, if you wanted to make a skirt, something like the Sew Over It Ava skirt, again, we've made this in one of our Sewing Society kits. It'd be perfect for that, layering over some tights with a big thick woolly jumper. You'd be super cosy. If you want to be a little bit more confident when choosing corduroys for specific projects, check out Lauren's blog where she goes into a little bit more detail about different weights and wales of corduroy fabrics.
Hi, Lorna here. Today I am wearing the Megan Nielsen Jarrah sweater in our pink Chicacheetah fabric, the French terry. And I'm going to talk to you about our festive sewing workshops at Guthrie Ghani. So whether you want to challenge yourself with some new skills, if you want to build up your confidence with some new projects, if you want to sew something for yourself for the festive season, or socially come along with your sewing bestie and take part in some gifting workshops, then we have it all for you. We've got a variety of different levels, something for everyone, and some really lovely gifting workshops like some cosmetic bags. We've got the Sew Over It Sylvia robe, which would be lovely for yourself, or an amazing gift, a lovely drapey dressing gown, such a gorgeous gift to give. If you would like to make something me-made to wear out to your Christmas socials, then we've got a festive top workshop. But if you want something just a little bit social to escape the hubbub of all the Christmas stress, then we've got a social sewing session, and we've also got a late night opening on Wednesday, November the 13th. So we'd love you to join us for a glass of bubbly, a mince pie, and some Christmas shopping. For the kids, we've also got some lovely kids' holiday workshops, sewing some stockings and some Christmas cushion covers. So all of the workshops and events that I've talked about will be linked below. So please do have a little browse, and we hope to see you here soon.
So I am wearing the Tilly in the Buttons pearl cardigan in our Chicacheetah fabric. So if you've been inspired by some of Rosie's suggestions earlier, or maybe if you've already got a coat project on the go, or you've got one you're mulling over in your mind, you might be thinking about how you're going to pre-wash your fabric and how you're going to wash your garment as well when it's finished too. So one of the first things probably to mention about wool is that you might find that it actually doesn't need all that much washing. So maybe if you've had a garment before, you might have noticed that dirt doesn't really seem to stay on it very much, or if you get it wet, like the water is naturally sort of repelled. And that's because wool's got quite a high lanolin content, and that sort of pushes the dirt and the water out and stuff. It's naturally antibacterial. So you might not need to wash your garment all that much. So think about that first when you're kind of deciding how you're going to pre-treat your fabric, your cut piece of fabric. So especially if you've got a darker fabric, like, you know, this boucle here, you might, might not get all that dirty, and you might just want to spot clean any kind of little bits of dirt. So one thing that's really important is that you do pre-shrink your wool. So you might decide, I'm not going to machine wash it, I'm not going to hand wash it, I'm just going to spot clean it. So before you make up your garment, you do want to pre-shrink your wool, just remove any shrinkage. So if you were going to go down the, not hand washing and not machine washing, then I would make sure you give your fabric a really good steam first. So, lie it out on your ironing board and just steam bit by bit and keep moving it, let it cool, keep moving it, and you'll probably find that it will shrink in, depending obviously how high the wool content is in it, will depend how it's going to react. But especially for like a boiled wool like this one, we found that it will contract quite a bit as you do steam it. So steaming is one option. You could hand wash your wool. So if you did that, just be really, really gentle with it. You want to use a special detergent for wool fabrics, because that can help stop it felting together. And then when you take your fabric out of the water, then don't wring it out, because this could stretch it. You want to just roll it up in some towels to help remove the excess moisture, and then you can just lay it and try and dry it as flat as possible. You could also, if your machine's got like a wool setting on it, a special hand wash wool setting, then you could wash it in that again with the special detergent, but do make sure to just like test wash a small section first, and then you can just see how it's going to react and whether anything's going to happen, you know, whether it changes the hand or the feel of it when you do wash it. And another option is to have it dry cleaned first. You can take the fabric to the dry cleaners and they will pre-treat it for you, and then you'd know afterwards that you were only going to dry clean your actual garment itself. So whatever you're going to do beforehand is what you're going to be doing afterwards as well. So just make sure that if you intend on, you know, giving it a gentle hand wash afterwards, that's what you've done beforehand as well. So if you did want any more details on looking after your wool, then the blog post for taking care of wool and your wool garments is linked below.
Perfect. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to check out Lauren's blog on corduroy fabrics, which is linked below, as is everything we've talked about in this video. So please do check those out. And also don't forget to check out the Chicacheetah, French Terry and the Viscose fabrics that we've shown in the videos. They're available now to buy online.